And Ron DeSantis says he drew this as a race-neutral map, relying on the federal Constitution. But black Democrats here in Florida say that his idea of neutral is simply neutralizing the vote of black and brown Floridians.
It will, though, have North Florida drawn in a race-neutral manner. I mean, we are not going to have a 200-mile gerrymander that divvies up people based on the color of their skin. That is wrong. That is not the way we've governed in the state of Florida.
There's Ron DeSantis having some battles there with his redistricting maps down in Florida. Now, he's already vetoed a few that were drawn because he needed them to make sure they eliminated black voting sections. They actually eliminated a couple of black representatives down there for the people in Florida. But a DeSantis appointed judge then struck him down, and he's not very happy about it, as you can probably tell. But also Florida Democratic Senator Shervin Jones, he also said that whole race neutral thing that Ron DeSantis is talking about there is as obviously ridiculous as everyone can tell. Watch what he had to say.
Race neutral is the same like someone saying, I don't see color. When I want you to see color. I want you to know what black representation looks like. I want you to know what Hispanic representation looks like and why it's important. Everyone deserves to have a seat at the table, and race neutrality means nothing. What it is, and on its surface, is Governor DeSantis' continuation of his racist tactics that he's been on for the last 4 years.
They're pointing it out, and it's a matter of whether or not people are going to believe it or not. We can see what's going on, but at least this judge has seen that issue with it. Now, other representatives in the state as well, Democratic representatives, were talking about how all these other factors that DeSantis is pushing with the Disneyland fight or Disney World fight and their lease and their land and their taxes they pay, all these things are coming off to the side while he's still making sure, because the meat and potatoes of all these things politically is getting voters in certain sections. So no matter what you do, you have the support of your minions. That's the stronghold. When it comes to this other stuff, these are just distractions. Let's look at what he had to say about that.
Saying obviously a lot of focus this week has been on the dissolution. Is that, in your opinion, overshadowing more important?
That was a part of the reason for the demonstration yesterday. We couldn't let this redistricting be drowned out by Disney World and the governor's fight with Disney World. This is too important. This is going to craft the next 10 years in this state. And you talk about the slashing of African American representation by 50%. It was too important for us to come back home and people outside not know what they're trying to do to us in Tallahassee. And so that is we knew we weren't going to change the outcome of the vote in those chambers yesterday. The purpose for that was to enlighten and awaken the public to know there's an election a few months away, and we don't have to continue like this. You know?
That was Senator Travis McCurdy down there pointing out the issues as they always honestly happen. So I didn't work this time, but again, this is really where the battle is always drawn with eliminating some folks, and also the strategies behind eliminating the black vote. It's always the same objective. It's just the strategies change, and it's a matter of whether or not we're going to recognize it and stop it. Got to keep it real.
Yeah, if people haven't been paying attention to what Ron DeSantis is doing down there, he's auditioning for the Republican primary in 2024, and the idea is that he wants to do the craziest thing possible because to his mind, he's been convinced that this is what gets the attention of Republican primary voters. And to the extent that he believes that the money is behind him as well. This guy's raised over $100 million so far, which is that's nothing to sneeze at. So the money thinks he's on the right track here, and he understands that he needs super majorities in the Florida State House to implement some of the crazier sort of attention grabby stuff that the right wing base likes. So this in Florida, he's just using as a proving ground for Republican primary voters because he obviously plans on running against Donald Trump for the nomination to be president in 2024. And so anything you see Ron DeSantis do down there, just view it through the prism of this man thinks he can become president, and he knows the way to attract Republican primary voters is to be as sick in the head as possible, unfortunately.